Thanks for joining us here at KGW for another half hour of news. I'm Christine Pitawanet.
And I'm David Moco. We continue with more than 100 legacy health workers now on strike. People like Physicians Associates saying they plan to stay off the job until they get a deal.
Tim Gordon is here now with the details. Tim, they fall under the category of advanced practice providers here.
Christine, they do. So we're talking nurse practitioners, physician associates, and some specialized nurses as well who work at legacy health facilities in the Portland metro area. More than 100 of them are now on strike.
What do we want? A fair contract! When do we want it? Now!
We caught up with them on the picket line outside Legacy Emmanuel Hospital in North Portland, where they held a news conference to kick off the strike. The Oregon Nurses Association represents these workers. They say after nearly 2 years at the bargaining table, Legacy Health is refusing to work out an agreement that compensates them fairly, saying the advanced practice providers, or APPs, are underpaid for the market. And that not only hurts them, but Legacy's ability to recruit and retain skilled caregivers.
We serve our patients and the public. We will not be silenced or intimidated. And we will not accept the bottom of the barrel because we are better than that and our patients deserve better than that.
The time is long overdue for Legacy to do the right thing. Now, it is time to take a stand. It is time to demand better, and it is time for us to hold this line.
Legacy Health says it's offered a 10% pay increase and will continue to bargain in good faith. In the meantime, as long as there's no deal, these workers say they will stay on the picket lines at both Emmanuel and Good Samaritan. They want patients to know that if they are sick, they should not delay getting care, whether it's in a clinic or the hospital. Guys, back to you.
Appreciate your report. Thank you, Tim. The plans to rebuild the Albina neighborhood are taking shape. Today, the 1803 Fund showed off its planned transformation of two areas, Albina Riverside, where the former grain silos stand on the Willamette River's east bank, and properties in the Low End area, located along Russell Street in what the fund says is the historic heart of Black Portland. It's a $70 million investment to create cultural centers, learning opportunities for kids, affordable housing, businesses, and more.
What we're trying to do is rebuild it as if it were never destroyed. Like, what would it look like 60 years later if it hadn't been taken by eminent domain and essentially flattened? We're buying a zip code. That's the big story.
The 1803 Fund says the plan encompasses 10 acres of land, and construction will likely start in about 2 years.
Today, Governor Kotek, up for re-election next year, outlined a roadmap, an outline of sorts to help boost business in Oregon. It focuses on three key areas. Number one, the governor wants to grow the state's economy and GDP faster than the national average. Number two, to create more living wage jobs by expanding workforce development programs. And number three, to attract more business by reducing some of the red tape that holds them back, like permits.
I think this is a starting point of a compilation of things that have already been underway, but putting them in one spot and saying, we've got to focus here, folks. If we're not intentional about growing our state, we're just going to be left behind. This is a moment of intentionality that we all have to share.
Well, Republican Senator Christine Drazen, who is running for the GOP nomination for governor, blasted the idea, saying in part that Kotek should have been trying to boost prosperity all along. When asked, the governor did not give a timeline, but says she plans to introduce new legislation sometime next year.
Changes are on the way in Portland involving how much people have to pay to run for city office. It starts with next year's election cycle. The cost is going up to file for the offices of mayor, city councilor, and auditor. There will also be a simplified waiver to remove the fee for any candidate who qualifies as low income. And anyone who collects 500 signatures from Portland voters can also have the fee waived.
In Southeast Portland, a 69-year-old grandmother is recovering after she was punched in the face, apparently by a complete stranger, while taking out the trash. I want to warn you, the video here may be hard to watch. Catherine Cook reports.
What he did is very wrong, and he could hurt more people.
Words of concern from the granddaughter of the woman walking in this video. A woman who, as you're about to see, was punched by a total stranger, according to family members. It happened November 25th, around 8 in the morning on 122nd near Powell Boulevard. The woman is taking out the trash when a man in a blue jacket walks by. He turns around, walks up to the woman, and punches her. She falls to the ground, and he runs away. Granddaughter Bianca says her 69-year-old grandmother is slowly healing.
It kind of messed her up, mentally as well, and emotionally. She's just kind of all over the place and in shock, and her body just really hurt.
She's the last person I expected that to happen to.
Marcus Bingham knows the victim as one of his favorite neighbors. His security camera captured the punch.
A travesty. She's the nicest, friendliest person in this complex.
Marcus doesn't recognize the suspect and hasn't seen him since. Other neighbors are just trying to make sense of what happened.
He had to have been drugged out. There's no other way. Why would you just do that?
I'm hoping that somebody will identify him and, report that to the police and that justice will be served.
Bianca couldn't agree more. She's grateful for the clues these security videos provide and support from the community and police.
My whole family, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone, because without everyone's help, we wouldn't know where to look next.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
We do have people sometimes roll up and you'll see a rifle barrel come out the window and they start shooting right out of the driver's seat or the passenger seat.
The poachers are fast, but so are officers. They have to be faster. Next, we tag along on a state police mission as they get creative to catch people hunting illegally. Matt?
I'm glad Scruffy the elk was okay in that story. You'll see. Outside right now, 47 degrees and cloudy in Portland. If the clouds clear, we're going to get some fog. That'll be the biggest concern for tomorrow, but it'll be dry on Wednesday. And we'll talk about mountain snow. We've been waiting for it. It may finally be in the forecast.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back to the Oregon Coast Range, where state troopers are trying to catch poachers with what you might call an interesting tactic, a decoy elk.
Blair Best gave us a preview yesterday on Monday, but now here's her full story with photographer John Goodwin.
It's 8 o'clock on a Friday morning in late November.
We're coming up, Joe.
Off Highway 26 in the Clatsop State Forest, part of Oregon's Coast Range. State police in the Fish and Wildlife Division prepare the decoy.
Yeah, it's more awkward than anything, but easy to set up.
It's a fake spike, a young male elk, illegal to kill in these woods.
So now that it's up and we're down over the top, if someone pulls up, we're going to let them shoot it.
Tucked behind some nearby trees,
we're the brush crew for today.
Sergeant Joe Warwick sets up this camouflage shelter known as a blind.
Our job today is to observe the vehicles that come in.
Once he spots one,
I think there is. Inbound.
Copy, inbound.
White Dodge Ram. It's that same one that passed earlier.
Sergeant Warwick radios to the other two troopers now hiding in trucks. They're called the contact crew.
They're gone.
Oregon law requires hunters to have certain elk tags, and in this part of the forest, an elk must have at least 3 points on one side of its antlers for it to be legal to shoot. The trooper's decoy is almost never a legal animal.
So we're trying to address the issue of people shooting unlawful elk and then a lot of those going to waste.
There are a limited number of elk tags for the Saddle Mountain unit, by application only and handed out lottery style.
Get another one. There's another one coming.
The pressure is on, as the elk hunting season is short. One 4-day period followed by another 7-day stretch.
Everybody who's got that second season Saddle Mountain tag, this is their last day to try and connect with an elk.
Sergeant Warwick is ready for anyone who drives by.
You just never know what you're going to get on an operation like this. We've had cases before where we've had decoy shooters where on a search of the vehicle, we found poached deer in the back of the vehicle that they had already poached earlier in the day.
And other days,
sometimes we set our decoy operations up and we'll sit out here in pouring rain for 10 hours and 2 vehicles will drive by and nobody will see it. Those can be some tough days to get through. Inbound. Another silver F-150. Drove right by it, didn't slow down. Another inbound, it's a white F-150. Copy. Drove right by it, didn't even slow down. Man.
It's also illegal to shoot elk from inside a vehicle or from the road.
We do have people sometimes roll up and you'll see a rifle barrel come out the window and they start shooting right out of the driver's seat or the passenger seat.
This time, a truck pulls up and the hunters spot the decoy. One man gets out, whistles at it, before driving off. The trooper contact team stops him anyways.
Can I take a look at your tag real quick, sir? The elk tag that you have, does that work in Saddle Mountain?
I don't know. My son just told me go on 26.
Do you understand that some elk hunts need certain tags?
Somebody told me something about it, yes.
Yeah. Give me about 5 minutes, I'll be right back with you, okay? So he has a general season coast elk tag, which allows him to hunt in other units, but he's not allowed to hunt in this unit. So what he's gonna receive is a citation, so it's a low-level citation compared to a criminal offense.
They're out here just doing their job. I appreciate what they did, and they're just here educating people like me who don't know where they're at or if we're legally hunting. I'm just happy I didn't shoot that decoy.
He tells us he knew the elk was a trap.
I seen it before, and usually if it was real, it'll move as soon as it saw me or hear me.
So we've been hiding in this blind for about 6 hours now. Sergeant Warwick and his team will stay here until dark. They tell me about 20 people have shot their decoy elk so far this year. Most end up facing a misdemeanor charge. In Oregon, any fish and wildlife offense, if done on purpose, is a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and or a fine of more than $6,000.
It's not uncommon for a decoy shooter to have violated a different fish and wildlife law.
Soon the sun sets.
It's a silver GMC pickup with a camper shell.
With no one having shot the decoy on this day.
And we're going to watch the road for a little bit, make sure nobody comes walking down.
Marking the end of Oregon's elk hunting season. Animals these troopers aim to protect for years down the road.
All of us fish and wildlife troopers are avid users of our outdoor resources, hunting and fishing, and the reason we're out here is because we chose to protect the resources that we love so much to make sure that they exist for our kids and our grandkids and so on.
Blair Best reporting there. Have to preserve it to pass it on, right? Troopers say they caught about 20 people who shot the decoy during this year's elk hunting season. Now it's off to enforcing commercial crab regulations, but that's going to be a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it was really interesting seeing Blair undercover and kind of behind the scenes as to what they do, but I'm very interested to see how they plan on catching the people who, you know.
Yeah, do they have a crab decoy?
Probably not, but who knows? I don't know.
That was great. No, I, like the hunter said, appreciate the work that the law enforcement is doing out there to keep things between the lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. All right, it has been a warm fall so far, and that continues. 50 in Salem right now, and we've got several more warm-ish days on the way. Look at Timberline right now, though, just basking under its fresh 1-inch snowfall. Yeah, that's right. 1 inch new snow in the last 24 hours. Of course, not enough to get ski season going. As we talked about earlier, we're hoping I'm hoping anyway, that it'll be mid-December, certainly by Christmas. And I'll show you why I'm becoming more optimistic. I'm not completely sold, but more optimistic that that'll become a reality for us here in Oregon. Our high today is 47. It's below average by about 2 degrees. South Coast, place to be if you like warm weather. Brookings at 60, 57 in Gold Beach. And once again, Oregon's Banana Belt doing what it does. LeGrand and Pendleton topped out at 41. Bend was 48 this afternoon. So we've been stuck in this pattern with high pressure just offshore, close enough that it keeps us warm, but not so close that we're totally dry. Storms go around it, and then they drop on down through Washington into the northern Rockies. The problem is we've been staying on the warm side of the jet stream, so even when we get precipitation, it's fairly mild, or we only get a little bit like we did last night with that 1 inch at Timberline, right? So what we're waiting for is that pattern to change a bit, and that may finally happen next week. But in the meantime, we'll go through this day by day. This is tomorrow. The rain not tomorrow. This is Thursday when the rain sets back in. Tomorrow will be dry. There'll be some snow in the Washington Cascades, but really nothing in the Oregon Cascades unless you're up above like 8,000 feet. On Friday, it's an even warmer system, a little breezy, and more rain. Saturday, it breaks up into showers. Then Sunday, another system comes in. Again, you don't see the blues and the whites in the Oregon Cascades simply because it'll be too warm. As we go into next week, we finally see that happen. There's snow all the way down the Oregon Cascades. This is next Wednesday and Thursday. So that's when the pattern may shift to when that will bring us a better pattern for mountain snow. So here's that area of high pressure. Watch how it never really goes away as we go through time, gets pushed south a little bit, hangs around. Then finally, towards about Wednesday, late Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, the pattern does shift. And if it actually verifies like this is a great pattern for snow in the Cascades. Good and cold, moisture coming in from off the Pacific, storms rolling around this general area of low pressure. So hopefully that will verify and we'll get the Cascade snow machine ramped up and really crank out some heavy snowfall. And there's some indications of that in the long-range modeling. See that about 2 feet at Mount Baxter, over a foot at Mount Hood, and ridiculous totals up at Mount Rainier, which, sometimes actually does verify. So we'll wait and see if we can reap a foot or 2 or 3 as we go through the end of next week and the following weekend to get ski season operational before Christmas. 47 right now, freezing level at 4,800 feet. All right, then on the Oregon coast tomorrow, morning clouds and then afternoon sunbreak. Same pattern for the valleys, and the morning lows pretty mild, upper 30s, highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. If we get more sun, it'll warm up a bit more. But even Government Camp will make 40 tomorrow, and you'll be above the fog and low clouds. Central to eastern Oregon, you are dry, lows in the 20s, but highs in the 40s. In the Gorge, not much wind. You'll get some sun after areas of morning fog. And in Portland, clouds and fog overnight, and then partly sunny. We'll get a few sun breaks. 48, 47 on Thursday. Friday, we warm up to 55, and we stay in the mid-50s right on through Tuesday of next week. So that's what I'm talking about the warm stretch of weather that we roll into yet again, and the morning lows in the 40s too.
Of course, but you know what? Before we know it, it's going to get colder and that mountain snow is going to come. I just know it.
It'll happen.
Thanks, Matt.
You bet.
Well, still ahead, seeking a lifeline for felines. Local shelter that's hoping you'll support its efforts on this Giving Tuesday. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back. Today is Giving Tuesday, a day aimed at inspiring people to support nonprofits, including those that help animals.
Lots of worthy causes out there. Libby Dowsett has more on Vancouver cat shelter Furry Friends.
The Furry Friends shelter helps cats that many other shelters won't. And they say that's because the cats may be old or sick, and it costs thousands of dollars to pay for their medical costs. So far this year, this shelter has helped more than 1,000 cats and adopted out 800 of them with the help of its 240 volunteers. The cats and kittens either stay at the shelter they call the halfway house or with fosters. Now, the organization is asking for a little help of its own. The shelter has a $10,000 fundraising goal to build and equip a medical suite on the property where cats could get vaccinated, spayed, or neutered with the help of a visiting veterinarian. Now, employees say many of the cats they help come from hoarding situations.
A lot of these cats are in terrible situation. They have all of the parasites, mites and fleas and worms, and also they all come with upper respiratory problems, and many of them need even further medical attention.
Staff say with their help, most of these cats fully recover and go on to live healthy, active lives. If you want to donate to Furry Friends, just check out their website at furryfriendswa.org. An anonymous donor with a love of cats has agreed to match donations up to $5,000. And one great example of how those donations are spent, a catio that's incredible for the cats. They get to jump and stretch their legs. For KGW News, I'm Libby Dowsett.
Catio sounds nice. Still ahead, the Winter Games in Milan Cortina is fast approaching. Next, we get a look at the torch's journey and the history of the Olympics in Italy.
We got to look at the snow report there, too.
I know, we got it.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Those Dolomites, we are 66 days out from the 2026 Winter Games, which means the Olympic flame is set to arrive in Rome this week and begin its journey all around the country.
And it turns out this will be Italy's 4th Olympics. Rakwinu has more.
In Cortina, Italy,
people during the Olympics will be mainly seated on the long side.
Giacomo Colli,
I'm born in Cortina, raised in Cortina,
says the last time Cortina hosted the Winter Olympics in 1956, his grandfather carried the Olympic torch.
My grandfather is the only person alive who carried the Olympic torch in 1956.
70 years later, Cortina and Milan are hosting the 2026 Winter Olympics, and a new torch will be passing through town.
We will unify all Italy to talk about the Olympics.
2026 Olympic Director of Ceremonies, Maria Laura Lasconi, says the torch will start in Greece.
Then the flame will go around Greece for some days.
Then travel all over Italy, stopping in more than 60 cities over 2 months.
For 63 days, we will bring the flame everywhere to create the passion and attention to the games.
And include thousands of torchbearers.
More than 10,000 torchbearers passing the flame.
On a journey through Italy that eventually will end up at the San Siro Stadium for the 2026 Olympic opening ceremony in Milan.
We will arrive on the 6th of February in this stadium to light the cauldron.
And once again, include Cortina.
And the first Olympics here in Cortina really changed the lives of people from Cortina.
Where Giacomo says his grandfather would once again love to have a chance to run.
I know for sure that my grandfather is applying again.
With the Olympic torch.
He wants to carry also the Milano Cortina 2026 one.
You know, I got some relatives north of Milan. I got to look them up.
I know, very exciting. Okay, stay with us because we have another full hour of news coming up in just a couple minutes.
In the meantime, check out the view from Vancouver. Your top stories are straight ahead.